In this video, I'm going to talk about Viva Connections. Now, Viva Connections is a company branded employee experience site that brings news, conversation, announcements, storyline, posts, and resources in apps. So you can assume that Viva Connection is basically a one pager Microsoft 365 SharePoint site. So it is not a full blown SharePoint site, but it's a site which gives you a navigation. It gives you a placeholder to navigate to various news, announcements, conversation, resources set within your organization. Now, Viva Connection is basically a gateway for Viva apps. What does that mean? Is within that SharePoint page, you will find various links to connect to different Viva applications in the Viva suite, like Viva Insights or Viva Pulse or Viva Amplify or Viva Glint. Now, Viva Connections provide modern employee experience. So it's a new way of communicating with your organization. It helps you understand and helps employees stay engaged and informed with seamless information sharing. Now, Viva Connection is basically a centralized destination that's personalized for employee. So when you say personalized for employee means in the dashboard, you will see your personalized information, like how many tasks are due for you, what's the upcoming meeting, or what kind of interaction you had with your colleague. Okay, so those kind of personalized information can be surfaced out in Viva Connections. Now, Viva Connections boost critical items for maximum exposure. So it will only show you the item which is of relevant and which is of great importance. Okay. Now, example, if any task is overdue, then that's a matter of concern, and that's need to be surfaced out immediately rather than you looking into the system to understand what kind of task has been assigned to me or what kind of task is overdue. Now, Viva Connections with the partner provider and human resources system. So basically, it integrates, okay, with different various partner providers and human resources system. Viva Connection can be accessed through Microsoft Teams as well. So there are multiple ways to connect. One is directly through the applications, web application, and then there is an Teams app through which you can connect to Microsoft Viva Connection. Now, multiple Viva connection systems can be provisioned within a single tenant. Now, what does this mean? Is like you can have multiple interface or multiple experience within a single tenant. So, as I mentioned to you, Viva Connection is nothing but a SharePoint site in the backend. Now, this is how the screen looks like for Viva Connection. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump into the demo. So let me first show you how to access Viva Connection. Okay, now here, if you see, uh, you can navigate to viva.cloud.microsoft.com. Now, if you once you are in this interface, you can click on Connections. Okay, you can click on Connections, and then you will be navigated to say Connections application. Okay, now Viva Connections can be accessed through Microsoft Teams. So in Teams, once you are logged into Teams, if you click on three dots over here, and if you type in say connections or if you type Viva, okay, so you will see various application. And once you are in Viva Connection, then you can come and then maybe you can pin those connections so that it is always visible over here. Now that's all about Viva Connection accessing the application through Viva Connections. Now, here, if you see, there are a couple of things to note. Okay. Now, from here, if you click on this hamburger icon, from here you can navigate to various other Viva applications. Okay, like Learning, Insights, Engage. This is the home tab. You can even navigate to the feed tab, whereby you will see all the feeds within your related to you. Okay. Now, example, now within the feed here, if you see for you, it says discover new content and updates from your colleagues and organization personalized for you. This is only targeted to you. Okay. So there are some transactions which has happened within the application, like there was a loop component which was edited, and I was involved in it, or I had some references made in that. So that's why I'm able to see in this For You application. I can even mark this as favorite. So I click on here and it is marked as favorite. I can mark this as favorite. If I want to view, I can go ahead directly and click on this particular control, and then it will open the loop component. Basically, it's a loop component, and then I can go ahead and edit those loop components. So here, once I am authenticated, then I will be able to access those loop component. Then what else I can do? I can copy the link. If I think that I don't want to see this information, I can remove this item from the feed. Okay. If I want to navigate to say retrospective, then I can either click here or I can click on this loop component, and then again it will navigate to the specific loop component. Okay. Then I can share this link. Okay. Now, if I click over here, then I will be able to share this link with various other colleagues. Okay. So let me close this loop component. Okay. Then from a connect perspective, I can see that there are various people through which I can connect. Okay. Now for Lego, if I want to connect, I'm currently following this user, and that's why I get an option to unfollow. Okay. So take for example, if I unfollow Adele and then I click on follow, then I'm technically following Adele. And then anything Adele posts related to me, I would be able to see those information. Accordingly, I can click on my activity and then view what's happening within my workspace. Okay. On the left hand side, if you click on favorites, here you will see all the items which you have marked as favorite, and you can see those. Now, if you don't want this, you can unfavorite this. You can copy the link, you can share the link, you can open the item location. So that's all about feed. If you go in home, here you will see on the top bar some sort of an announcements. Okay. Now this announcement is organization wide. So anyone who logs into the connection will be able to see this. Now admin can basically post a connection. So basically post a kind of an announcement. Now, this announcement talks about all Copilot features will be turned on Jan 2024. Now, and it can provide you some basic information. So, if you have any announcement which needs to be propagated organization wide, you can like configure that as an admin. Now, this announcement you can't close. Okay, so this announcement will remain, but there is a option to close the announcement as well. Now, how do we post this announcement? Is if you click on three dots over here and you click on announcements, then you can frame your own announcement. Now, this announcement, which was just created and it was targeted for all company members and it is still active. Now, if I click on here and if I click on say new announcement, I'll say Viva Pulse will be live on 14 Jan 2024. Okay, and maybe this is some announcement and I'll put some text. Okay, Lauren Epson. I'll just put some text and maybe just assume that hypothetically this is some kind of an announcement. Audience to target, I would target it to all company members. I can schedule this announcement. I can say when I want this announcement to be visible. I can put an end date and time. So I can put the end date of this is December 15, 2023. And in more options, I can say that I can put a hyperlink if I want. So example, I'll just put my website name and allow users to dismiss. Now this option, if I tick on and then if I click on next over here, and if I say send announcement, then every user should be able to see this announcement, and this announcement can be dismissed as well, unlike the other announcement which you just saw. So again, coming back to the connections. So if I go back here, I will be able to see two things. Now, one is this and one is this. Okay. Now, if you see this one, which we recently added, okay. So this is that announcement. And if you want to see all the announcement, here you can see all the announcement. Now, remember, we have marked the option to dismiss this announcement. So I can go ahead and dismiss this announcement. So let me dismiss this announcement. and this announcement will go away. Now I will have only one announcement. Now on the top bar, you have some greetings, okay? And you can even edit this page. You can change the image if you are not satisfied with the page image. So you can go to stock images and then you can pick up, say, any image and then select it over here. And that's where, this information gets saved. Then in the dashboard, you can see how many tasks are assigned to you, what are the upcoming shifts, what approvals do you need to create an approval. There is a card designer, there is a Teams app. Now, these all things can be configured. So if I click on edit over here, then you can decide what you want to see in the uh, in the dashboard page. Okay. Now let me close this. Yeah, I can add a card. Okay, now if I add a card, then it will give me a nice bunch of option, either in a grid view or in a list view, and then I can pick whatever things I want. So take for example, if I want to see Viva Learning in it, okay, so I can add that link of Viva Learning. And if I think that this Teams app I don't want, I can delete the Teams app. Card Designer, if I want to do some sort of arrangements, then I can do that. If I want to surface out Viva Learning at the top, I can do that. Approvals, maybe I don't need it now, I can delete this. And top news, maybe I'll just put on the top row. Okay, and this is how you define your page. And if you can also preview the page, okay, how this page will look. Now this is how the page will look like. I'll say okay, got it. And this is how it will look in a mobile view. Okay, so in mobile view it will be looking like this. Okay, dashboard details, if you want to see the details of the page which you have created, so here you can change the thumbnail, you can use editor to check spelling, and you can even change the name of the page. So as I told you, this is basically a SharePoint site in the backend, right? So this is a SharePoint page. Now if I close the preview, then I think everything is good for me as of now. And what I'm going to do, I can either save as draft, or maybe I will publish this. So if I publish it or republish it, then all the changes should be done within this particular page, and you should be able to view all the changes which you have done in this particular dashboard page. Now now if you see here, we have moved the viewer learning on the top, assigned task here, upcoming shifts over here, and the card designer. So those all things are changed over here. Now similarly, if you want to have explore more apps, more Viva apps, this is the by default link. Or if you want to add some more additional link under resources, you can click on add, edit, add a link, and say, let me type in microsoft.com. Okay, and then this is a Microsoft link, and then I can select an icon. Now again, remember, this is a same SharePoint interface. Okay, so let me select this icon and save it, and then the Microsoft link will appear over here. So like this, I can even reorder. So I can reorder this link if I want Girish website to be first, or maybe if I want to edit this Microsoft link, if I want to delete this, I can do it over here, and I can close this, and I can say done. So resources section is filled. Now I can add multiple links over here. So that means what essentially I've done is basically authored this page. I can view the top announcements. I can navigate to the feed. I can configure my dashboard. I can configure the resources area whereby I can navigate to various hyperlinks and explore other Viva apps. So if you want to explore more, you can see over here, like you can even change the look of the page. Now, if you're not happy with the look, you can go into change the look, go to theme, and if you want something in green, then you click on save, and that's what you can achieve. Now remember, again, this is a SharePoint change of theme, right? Because this is based on the SharePoint interface. You can even manage access to the page, like who all can see this particular page. So you can set those permissions using manage access, and you can view the analytics of this particular page. Like if you want to track how many views you got in this page, how many of the engaged users, how what was engagement details, which page was clicked more, and how it was accessed, whether using Teams web or Teams mobile and client, or team desktop. So those all things, those statistics can be generated. Again, this is like a SharePoint interface. Okay. Now again, I'm back to the connections. Here I can even switch an experience. So if I have multiple experiences defined, which I don't have currently, but if you have, then you can switch to edit other experiences as well. Okay, so switching to other experiences allow you to edit content, manage permission, and then grant access. So that's it, folks. This is all about Viva Connection. Viva Connection again is a SharePoint page. It's a landing page for you to access other Viva applications, and it can surface out various uh, tiles. And as I showed you, you can add multiple cards. You can add multiple tiles over here. So the sum of the items which is over here is related to approvals, assigned task, praise, shifts, teams app, we were learning, and other external integration with Wayfinder, app integration, field service, and other third party application. So that's it, folks. This is all about Viva Connections. Thanks for watching.